think you have no skills right.
Watch the video and then jump right in.
I'm gonna eat on the floor.
He's definitely with the news.
I'll trade you a spicy. Huh? Yeah, spicy.
Yeah.
I trade you an original.
No, I like the spicy.
Please, I've never had the one.
So why didn't you get half and half?
Huh?
Why didn't you get half and half?
Because me and my brother got the same thing. It's too late after she ordered it.
You could have got the sauce.
I don't like how it works.
No,
Oh, is
the
there?
little powder.
Oh,
You know what Isabel told me? The first dance. She took it and she's like, she's
Oh yeah, she's here.
no.
Hey,
And at first, she's like, oh, thanks for coming. And I was like, oh, what are you talking about? The principal's here.
And I think I'm gonna be there.
Oh, okay, so you're the one.
Because it's like all my friends too. And they're just gonna write this. Oh, you like crazy? This kid right here, you know his name? Israel? He likes Drake. He likes Drake.
I texted you. You didn't respond. Yeah,
battery, put them down. Finish getting set up. We got one more speaker cable to run. Nathan, if you can grab the snake out, just be careful. I know that connection is a little weak at the moment.
Oh my gosh. I think this is something that's going to If it's not in English, if it's not Spanish, I like to do
All I know is that he wants to use the sim.
Okay. I got 5 o'clock, so we are going to start battery. Y'all can bring it up behind the second row of the pit here. I know there's a couple people who said they might be a few minutes late, but we're going to go ahead and get rolling. First of all, symbols.
Yay!
I have presents. Anything really like Christmas, but you're not seeing there. No bag for you. Awesome. There's that. Cool stuff. Okay. Let's get everybody. If you're not finished setting up right now, go ahead and don't worry about it. We can take care of that here in a minute. All right. In fact, let's do this. I changed my mind. Well, no, that's not the case. No, it's fine. Stay back there. Okay, let's go ahead and watch the video and talk about a couple things. Our main focus today, guys, is going to be cleaning up music. We're going to focus a lot on the first part of the show. Okay, battery, as you are about to hear, there were pretty much no dynamics in what we were playing, so we're going to try to fix some of that, and then we'll roll down about 6:30 and try to transfer that onto the floor. Okay, now, before we even talk about the actual show, getting on the floor went pretty well. Getting set up went pretty well. Something happened. We ended up, I'm just not in the mood to talk over people. You can ask anybody who's in 8th period how that went. Okay, I'm just not in the mood. Okay, in fact, I'm looking at the next 3 hours as a pick-me-up for myself. So if we can not talk over it, that would be great. Okay, something a little weird happened and we ended up like more to the right side, but I mean that's a detail thing. Okay, all right, let's go ahead and we'll kind of go a little bit at a time and I'll point stuff out. By the way, they made the first announcement while you guys were pushing on. So already, and she knows that's where I'm going, I can understand not matching technique, like, oh, I'm not pointing my toe the same way, but like doing the wrong technique at this point, that's not okay. Okay, and we talked about that Thursday. Okay, that's part of, I'm going to say that a lot tonight, just so y'all, as we go through this, okay? We talked about that Thursday. All right, if we go back to the beginning, Aaron, you got your own comment on the judge's page. Where's Aaron? There you are. Okay? Very first thing you played was not that. I've noticed that you and Riley have kind of started, like, she comes in a measure later. You guys have kind of started doing that. I'm fine, and like, the more adding in, the better. But when you add in, it's never right together with Michaela. That we're taking that thing out because you're not following the motion through. It's just like, and then that's affecting the timing. So it's just going to be up, jump, pick it up. Okay. That was good. That was a nice roll. So if we stop right there, first of all, bass is pretty close. Cymbals, you were in a line, but there was like a weird gap. Okay. We had a person missing on the snare line. That line, it's kind of hard to tell. It looks like it's pretty close. Cedric, you might have been a little bit too far out to the right. Okay. Now, guys, starting at measure 9, what did you hear? What we should be hearing is, okay, we're going to do a couple things to help with that today. But yeah, when we step off at 9, we should hear that phrase go away and then come back into the battery. That was pretty unified for the most part. Tenors, I want you to watch the feet here as we come forward. Look at the feet. Now, before we get to this. Snare. Oh, no. Okay, snare. It wasn't bad, but again, there were no dynamics. It was all just loud. That ending. All right, what count did I tell you I don't want to hear anything before? I'm changing it to count 3. Okay, it can't be boom. We got to lead into the phrase. Nathan, stop. Okay, so then, yeah, let's. One feet in. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to go back to the snare break, and we're going to watch this without sound. What even happened? So, guys, this is the way the judge put it to me. I'm going to use his terms, okay? The way the judge put it to me, he said, it looks like what's happening is they're doing it just enough to keep the staff off their back. Okay, if I want my tone just enough, they won't say anything. All right, when I do this, if I go down just enough, they won't see me and they won't bug me about it. Okay, as opposed to all the way up, fully extending all the way down and then popping back up. Okay, guys, the beats are dirty for a couple of reasons. Number one, the beats are just dirty, but then also we're not doing the visual stuff as well as we could, and that's also affecting it. So yeah, just watch this move again without music. If somebody had to explain to me what that move was supposed to be, like somebody who hadn't seen the show before, could they? Well, I don't know, they kind of kick their foot out, and then they like look down at the ground and then look back up. You know what I mean, guys? You have to look at this from the standpoint of, is it obvious? When you're doing a plie, is it clear? Or are you just like looking down at the ground and like shrugging a little bit to make it look like you went down and then you're back up? Okay, which is kind of where we're at right now. Symbols on the way. There it is. How many times did we do this on Thursday and Monday? All right, we're running this set until everybody lands with their feet. Now, she's not here to defend herself, so we're going to pick on her a little bit. But Aaron, you did a little bit of the same word there. See, the more comments I make, the further back he goes. Okay? Guys, even if it's wrong, what have we talked about? When you hit a hold, you got to do what? You got to hold. Okay, but you and Michaela got there, realized, oh, my feet are together. Uh-oh, and then you do this like weird little step thing where you tried to, and it didn't. I mean, at least if you're gonna move and just be wrong and move at the wrong time, at least like go for it fully open so that it's right. Okay. Now this transition, this is one of those things that we're gonna keep working on because everything we've talked about so far is either marching fundamental based or playing based. Okay. This is more of a design thing. Okay. So who starts this next transition? It's Ziri, but visually, who starts it? Justin. Justin, what did I tell you to do at the end of the opener? You're supposed to do what? Your head is up, but you are looking with your eyes at Ziri because when there's clapping and the new bass hit that we're going to add in at the end of the movement to make it seem really huge, you're not going to be able to hear. You're not going to hear that solo vibe starting. They'll hear it because of the speakers, but you on the floor will not hear it. Okay, so watch how this works. Look at how many people have already started moving, Justin. This is supposed to be, I'm going to continue to play this. Keep in mind, it's supposed to be a ripple. I didn't see a ripple there. I saw everybody turn and run. Now, Joe, you guys aren't playing here. You're literally just marching. Dude, you can't get called out for having your feet out of time in a slow movement where you're not playing. And you guys, look, I know some of this looks funny and everything, but like I hope this is kind of sinking in. Like, guys, those 2 points that put you in third place, we've already probably talked about 8 points worth of dirt. Okay, like. Now, snares, I'm fine with that. The roll was dirty, and we're going to keep working on it, but the pulse was fine. You guys didn't rush it. It didn't throw like a huge tempo issue to the pit. Like, it was in time. It was just dirty, okay? That's what I'm okay with at the first show. Bases, we got to beat at a time. Help at a time. So cymbals, I'm going to say this is probably not entirely your fault. Okay? Nick, what happened musically at the end? You ended up like 2 counts off. Daleon came in early again, and he kind of saved it, but I could tell he was listening for you, and you were 2 counts off, which didn't help. So then the cymbals are back there trying to literally move a house and land when you guys fall. Okay, they're listening for that, and it's like, I mean, they're just like, well, we're going to spin the house, and it's going to land, and it kind of is what it is. Okay? So, like, that's one of those moments where I know there's not a lot happening, but if we're not thinking about it, man, that cool GE moment, we don't get it. It was fairly clean. Snares, we got to start that. That's about to be an edge thing. Okay, that's just, I mean, it's not that you're playing it poorly. It's just you're really close to the front and it can't start loud. Now, cymbals, this is, every judge made a comment on, and this isn't like your fault. This is just not something we made a priority last week. We're going to have to think about how we get you out of the house. We may even have somebody open the door to get you back to your cymbals. All right, something one of the judges said, and this is where indoor is tougher than outdoor. Because outdoor battery, like you guys can march in the back and not really get noticed a whole lot. And, you know, the soccer you play, the better for most judges, right? Okay, but they said we have to approach guys every set, every musical phrase, everything we do, we have to approach with the mindset of what skill are we trying to show off. Even if it's just as simple as going from here to there. If the only thing we're trying to do is crab, that's fine. We just have to make sure we're crabbing as well as we can. Okay? Because, I mean, you see how, I mean, you can see everything. So that's one of those things, cymbals, like I said, we didn't really talk a lot about that transition. So we're going to have to come up with something that's a little bit more, what's the word I'm looking for? Or less pedestrian than just, I'm going to walk, pick up my cymbals, because that's not really a skill. It got us through the first show, and it's fine. It just, long term, we gotta find a different solution. So, you know, again, 30 beats, great. We put it on the floor like Thursday, great. Okay, but again, look at, I don't like this program, it fades when you pause it. Again, we got feet closed, unsure about where we're at. Guys, remember the general rule we gave you. Feet are open at the end of what? The end of movements, the big moments. Okay, but like when we're doing the little fade thing, battery, towards the end of the verse, not at the end, but towards the end, that's when our feet are together. Okay, so we got to define that. All right, so, you know, guys, was it a solid run? Yeah, were there any, like, huge tears? No. Okay, you got us through the first one, but like I said, it was good enough to put you in the class with the big boys. So now we really need to get going. So let's do this. Take a minute, let's get it. We need to get that last marimba in here. Let's get it set up. And then we are going to start working through part one. Battery, a lot of what we're going to fix today is just volume. Okay, a lot of what you guys are playing is okay. It's just, it's loud. It's too loud at certain points, all right? Now, Brian, I changed something. Probably. In the program, you now have some triggers up here. So, one on the right, that is your big end of the movement. We're going to use that as a big one. Like another type of, we can use it maybe like halfway through the movement. We don't want it to be the biggest moment. Like face. This one is your construction sound effects. And we're going to play at the beginning, so like that and the second note will kind of come up to Snares in bedrooms alternate because a lot of what you play is the same. Basses right behind, and then cymbals. Face yourself out how you need to off here to the side individuals.
Can we like make our keyboard not look like a crap?
That'd be a fantastic idea. Yeah. Line up center posts. It should be like, I mean, the drum corps do it. They tend to know what they're doing.
Yeah, with the back row.
Symbols are out there. The symbol backs in. They get to. Yeah, I think the rest is all time to do. It's just balance. Like the if we can get a balance and it's still back for Thank you.
Draw.
That came undone again. But it will look better on me. Never mind, you broke this.
Yeah, I bought a UTA today for like $5.
All right. Where does he go on these? That's fine. We're gonna give you half a blow of it.
Not even a half a paragraph.
Alright, so front, first, I want to see like emphasize everything, like the full scene
segment.
as like big as you can make it, except for the first one. Makes sense? I want all the big full scene.
We're just gonna start right on the first measure. I'll play Michaela's part for now, so we get to do it. Okay. All right, guys. Here's what we're gonna do. We are going one segment at a time, and be prepared within that segment to stop and fix some volume things. Okay. Battery in general, everything's just really loud, so we're gonna try to fix that. Here we go. From the very beginning, we're just gonna get the synth note. No, all right. Here we go. Let's get the synth. Is it just like the rest of it work?
Yeah, it's working.
Oh, okay. All right, here. Well, then just hit that. And as we go, we can try to figure out what's going on with that one. Yeah, no, the very beginning, just from the note.
Yeah.
Here we go. From the drum. Set. Everybody go to measure 9. Okay, here, impact. Here's what's going to happen. This is now. Double strokes for everybody. Okay, double strokes for everybody. Basses. If you guys want to talk amongst yourself and then we want to edit our split in the middle triplets, if we could just change it like the 16. And the biggest thing is the shake. And quad, what do you think there? We need to get some rest on this. I'm gonna do this kind of maybe something we're
People just need to match heights. Like people on the outside definitely need to be looking at and matching the height of the people inside.
Here we go. Okay, let's go measure 9. We're gonna do 2 measures only. 2 measures and stop. Here we go. 2 measures and stop. Go the first few.
That sounded wrong.
Okay, get your shoes on the first few. Okay, I really want to emphasize the low. Try again. Excellent. So let's do this. Let's go from the beginning and just try to get that new phrase. Go. Cool. Let's go from the top and then stop in the same place that we just did. Got it? So what is that? Into measure 10, I guess. So beginning, stopping at the end of measure 10. Here we go. Oh, sorry. Yeah, you just bring the volume all the way up, hit it. Yeah. I want to do that phrase right there. All right. Now, snares. I want to get rid of the really, I just want 1, 2, up. Okay, so here. Yeah, you're already that first note is way more locked in, so we'll just keep it nice and simple. That way, it's we'll talk about it for a long time with this. Alright, you ready? Cool. Alright, and let's do that phrase one more time now. What do we have to fit in here dynamically at 9? Are they bringing it down to or are they not? Perfect. Okay, cool. Here we go, same thing. Same thing to the end of measure 10. Cool, let's do this. Same thing, but let's keep going now. Keep going to the end of the first segment. Here we go. To the end of the second one. So we need to add some symbols.
Yes.
So can we start, what's that last, 15, guys, can we start at 15? I want to start at measure 15, and let's see, who can we take out here? Anyway. Because honestly, if we could take out maybe however have them do a really slow 3-measure roll and then really kick it at the end. Yeah. What if we do outer? So we do outer five, outer ribs. Okay, here's what I want to try. Again, battery, this is measure 15. I want outer ribs and outer vibes to be our symbol folks. And hold on. You're asking questions I haven't even finished explaining. Hold on just a second. Okay? I want outer people only. And I want to try this a couple of different ways. The first one I want to try it is right from measure 15. You guys start rolling. And you're going to keep it nice and low. We're going to get her some of this now. Perfect. There it is. So I want you to keep it nice and low for the first 2 measures, and then the third measure you can just really crank it up. So that way there's a little bit of fill. Because one of the things that Justin the guy said, he wants to feel like we're making him lean forward in his seat, wondering what's about to happen next. We don't really have a lot of that stuff where it's like, hey, what's about to happen? What's about to happen? So we're going to try to build some suspense. And then, Brian, on that last note, I want you to hit pad number 4. Okay, so let's try that. Everybody, this is measure 15. And remember, it's not sensitive, so just.
Yeah, so start low.
What? Yeah, down to 18. Yeah, so start at 15. We could just go through 18 for now. We don't have to go all the way to the next one. That's fine. Here we go. Everybody's in 15. Here we go. Everybody's in measure 15. 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, let's try it again. I think the longer we build that and just make everybody just wait for that release. Okay? Try to go a little bit sooner. There is a little tiny bit of a delay, so you have to be a little bit ahead of it. Try it again, same thing. 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah! Man, this is extra wing. That's awesome. I like that. Okay, so let's do this. What?
Will I come down with them? Because I think it's
You play that whole phrase. Bum, 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 bum. You go all the way to 18 with them. Stairs, we're going to do this again so you guys can get a chance to go from into that next part with the body move. Okay. Here we go. Let's do this. Let's start. Everybody measure 9. Here we go. Measure 9. And we'll go 9 to 18. 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8. The only thing is, so they have that ring, and they come in with another roll. That's fine. Okay. That's fine. It's still the bigger that moment is.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's try that from the top now. Let's go all the way from the beginning through the first segment with those few changes. Alright, so we're gonna try a couple of things. So obviously, guys, here's what happened with the announcement. I went back and looked at probably the last 5 years in TCA how they did it, and it was always wait for the ensemble to get set, then make both announcements. And then you guys probably noticed watching the rest of the groups that night, it was announce the first one while they're walking on, and then announce the second one when they're set. So they've changed it. Okay, so that's just one of those weird little things we had to figure out. Okay, so pretty much once we're set, I'm the one who gives the timing guy. So you got like a little scratchy beard or whatever. Okay, I'm the one that will tell them yes, we're ready. So before I do that, what we're gonna do is we'll bring in the synth. We got some ambient sounds we're gonna play, and then when I get to go ahead, Caleb, we'll probably start outside the house. Like we're gonna plan to start. Okay, so let's go ahead and try that. So we'll go ahead. I'll point, start to bring it up. We hit the sound, and then I'll start it, and we go all the way through part 1 or the first segment. Yes. Yeah. All right. So we're just about set. I'll go ahead and cue you guys. All the way to the first second. There it is. Cool. Now, the thing about this is, what I know what's it. It's like a minute and a half long. There's a button up here.
Hey, Lions are the ones that do that, so you're gonna already get these load and then do it again.
Once we figure out about how much time.
Yeah, still mute,
I'll go
don't mute the first one, but mute the
So
second
that
one.
you don't have to do that. It'll just, okay, we need about 30 seconds to get my voice. You get into it. By the time you need to go to the next interview stuff. All right. Hey, I'll do that one more time. Seriously, you gotta think ahead. Okay, you have to think ahead. At least one person. Oh, you got some more stuff?
Yeah.
Perfect. I want to do that phrase again without the construction sounds. Yeah, that, I thought that would come across. Well, obviously, give one that sounds more obvious.
Yeah. That sounds hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Same thing. Let's just go ahead and hit the board. And then here, 5 daily on. 5 daily on. 15, 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8. Go down. Back down to the C. You put up the part that goes back down to the E, E, D, E, G, A, C, D. Try it again. Try it again. 1, 2, and 5 to cells. Ready, go. D, E, E, E. First one will be D, E, E, D, D, E, okay. Hey, last time we'll give Jalen one more shot at that simple stuff. Last time we're on. Already, guys. Already, there's just a lot better. Okay? Here we go. Just really emphasize. Get down there quick. It needs to be softer, longer.
It was all planned.
I'm going to.
Hey, down to
Yes, you're
longer
getting
piano. Hey, cool. Here we go. Let's do that phrase one more time, and we'll move on. There we go. Cool. All right. Yeah, so battery. Memorize those changes. That's a lot better. Okay. I want to do the next segment. This is where we really need some music ensemble time right here, because that's where the almost air happened. Here we go. Let's go downbeat of 18 to the downbeat of the snare beat. Okay, so including everything, cymbal hits, just go ahead and hit that cymbal on one, hit the big bass note on one, all that good stuff. Here we go. Measure 18 to the downbeat of the snare break. Set. 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, cool. So from a dynamic standpoint, battery, this raise is good. It's just all kind of a little bit weird.
Big
Right, part of it still is this.
a lot. So prepping is okay.
What is the measure?
You can do it.
What's the measure your price?
Yes, we're doing it.
Yeah.
So when we do the slide, we're not going to turn around with that.
If you're thinking the triplets are a little bit
Wait, what?
smaller,
Yeah.
That's ugly. So do we have to? So everyone will
turn around.
Yeah, it's the same kind of thing. You're still going to bring it out. Almost a full turn. So like, it's kind of like facing this way, like your body is going this way, but your head is So you already do it slide. Just move your leg to be like feet apart, and then you hit it. Not just look around.
We have mountains there.
Mr. Rocco, we get to that again? Yes.
The
Cool.
mount changed.
All right, same segment. Same segment. Hey, guys. I want to make sure you understand this is kind of partially on purpose, okay? I have tried to keep rehearsal light, okay? Because the last thing I want you to do is not enjoy being here, okay? Now, we want to make sure that we don't get to the point where we're having fun and all of a sudden we're talking a lot and we're not getting anything done, okay? So we're in the contest season. We're up in a harder class, 17 groups in A class. Okay, so if we can tighten down a little bit on the rehearsal etiquette stuff, that would be extremely helpful, okay? Like I said, I've tried to keep things light and everything, because I mean, you guys are up here for a lot of time after school doing this, okay? But let's see if we can tighten it down a little bit, make sure we're still getting things done. Here we go. Let's go segment 2. So measure 18 to the snare break. Set. Right on that last big hit. 5, 6, 5, 6, 7,
I mean, so it's not, you're not like turning around. So I want it to be like slide, and then you go like parallel. And you're like body face this way. So we're not like feeling like you standard. Yeah. So yeah, we're just gonna like turn perpendicular, turn our head.
Just like that.
There we go.
Yeah, you went.
But if I have to rely on just being open and going like that, bounce my mouth.
Because then we'll be back up.
Yeah.
Cool, let's do it again. Here we go, same thing, same thing. I'm gonna click you in and then about 18. 5, 6, 7, 8. That's cool. Yeah. And look, you probably think it's cheesy, but guys, those are the moments the judges look for. It's like, wow, they're smart. There's a snare break happening right behind them. They all got out of the way. Good for them. You know what I mean? Not, oh, wow, cool. You know, the snares are having a cool snare break, and, you know, the guy playing bells is picking his nose. That's cool. No. Okay. Yeah. Now, hey, crowd ensemble. I want to hear you start right on measure 20. And can we bring it down, marimbas, after the first couple measures? So, like, we want to hear, part of the reason we're not hearing the vibes come in is because you guys are staying at this full point. Okay? So, do this. Play and just kind of watch me, like, right in that fourth measure, we're going to bring it down. Here we go. Hit only. 5, 6, measure 20, and ready, That's nice. Okay, it shows off the vibes, and then right when you think there's nothing else left to throw in the mix, we got the triplets of the bell. So it's just like even to the end of the phrases, multiple layers happening. Okay, you can actually be a little bit louder. Yeah, you can be a little louder. Try it again, same thing. Starting at measure 20, 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8. Here we go. Let's get everybody on that phrase. Measure 18 to the snare break. Set. Adrian.
I want to see prep. Big prep.
5, 6. It'll probably be easier when you're not wearing Crocs. All right. Hey, the other thing I wanted to try to get down on this segment, front ensemble, where you start to notice kind of what the battery beats sound like. You may not know exactly what they're playing, but you know how it fits with your part. Okay. I know we've talked a lot about how this situation or this segment is iffy on timing sometimes. Whose job is it to fix it? Yeah. Okay. Because they're not going to be able to fix it when they're running around the floor halfway back. Okay, but if you guys notice, oh man, snare came in just a little bit ahead. You guys can fix it and jump ahead a little bit. Does that make sense? Now it's easy because they're like 5 feet behind you. Here's what I like to do. Let's go from the beginning all the way to there. Beginning all the way to there. Okay, Michaela, the only other thing we changed, I need you, this is more on you than anybody else. We're just this thing out. You didn't Saturday, just in the quick we need to start this one. Okay? We need to think like 6 and 3, and then we can build from there. But when you started, there's nowhere to build. Alright? Cool. So, she'll give the note, and like I said, they go to the edge, think 6 and 3. Just remember that change. Here we go. let's do the first 2 segs all together. Here we go. Set. Set. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, thank you. Mr. Roca, is there anything in there you'd like to revisit? Do what?
There's one there. This is the second segment. Oh, no, it was.
Hey, can we do this? Hit. Can we start? Well, just start the phrase, but here's what I want to hear. The last 2 bars you play before the snare break. So after bum 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 bum, that like let's do the back. Here's what I want to do. I want to scratch out what's there. I want to start the crescendo measure earlier to start with.
Yeah.
So the last set, guys, we have bum 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 bum. Can we put like it's the beat on piano there? So we're rocking along with 28. Hitting it up, hitting it up, hitting it up, bum 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 bum. So like right on that downbeat, I want to drop down the piano and build it to the end, just to really like drive it into the snare break. So can we start back at 20, and let's see if we just kind of add that to the end, see what happens. Here we go. Measure 20, 5, 6, 10, 5, 6, 7, everybody drops down, vibe to the main melody, you drop down, and we just really push it to the snare break. So battery, here's what that means for you. Right on measure 30, that needs to also make sure that the accent's the only thing we hear, and basses, you could be a huge part of that too. Bum, 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 and then crescendo like we normally do, okay? Let's do this, let's do segment 2, just segment 2 one more time before we move on, okay? Yeah, we're not playing this in 35 minutes, so we're actually doing a little longer. Here we go. Second segment, one more time, starting from 18. Set. We'll go 8 in, and I'm not going to click this time. Here we go. 5, 6, 5, 6. Guys, soft doesn't equal what? Slow. Okay, so marimbas, we got to make sure that that first ratio play, right as you take crescendo that last bar, it can't drag. Okay, snares, it's been fine all night, but the second I told you to make sure that, I didn't tell you to change it, I just said make sure the accents are the only thing loud. All of a sudden it did it went back to the old way. So just make sure we're pushing through. Okay? Alright, we'll hit that again on the floor. You dropped your stick and then you almost got
Hey, where's that mark?
Alright, here we go. Next.
I mean, he has 19
Yeah, I can't keep it together. My goodness. Okay. Next phrase. Snare break to the end of 1. And you can probably know what I'm going to actually do, Ryan. So just add it in. Here we go. Let's go snare break to the end of the first movement. Here we go. Set. 8 your in. 5, 6. Alright, yeah, just having that little bit of extra low end just makes all the difference. Okay, now 2 things. Snare, do you think that was better or worse than the recording? It wasn't better, however, guys, the whole point.
So probably definition though. I want it to be. I don't want to define it. I want it to be
all in for it.
I want it to be super low. I want it to be able to. The highs are fine. I want it to be right.
And we have to leave. Okay? I don't want to hear anything until count 3. Here we go.
Yeah, we
Okay, so really, you need to think over. Like, you almost need to not play. Count 2. Like, that's what you need to think about. I still want you to play, obviously, but think of that. Okay, now, we make sure that very first thing. Again, that last left hand is slowing down because you're about to cut it up. So, doing that with it. Here goes again. There we go. That was closer. I heard what I wanted to hear, but I didn't see what I wanted to see. Try to I'm trying to give y'all a hint here. Try to get. There you go. Guys, I need y'all to be aggressive. I don't care if you're aggressive or not. I need it at 12 count. You need to look like you're about to rip somebody's head off. Okay, because that's the biggest thing from the visual standpoint, not just watching cut go apart, but he's like, okay, everybody's kind of looking like just barely over the pit, and it's like, oh yeah, this is where they told us. Okay. Guys, think about your teachers that you actually enjoy listening to. They probably don't just drone on. They probably engage with you. They do things to get you thinking and to get you involved in what's happening, other than just information. Right? You have to do that with your audience. You have to engage them. This, yeah, it's like the dynamics, but like, I wouldn't want to watch myself. Okay? Here we go. Everybody, same grace. Wait, they got out of the way for you? You got to do something with it. Do something with it. We're looking at what the judge says. We are looking at it. Here we go. Same thing. Segment 3, guys. Segment 3 to the end. Here we go. 5, 6, 7, 8. We could make this simple. Simple? Y'all be for me? Here we go. remove. Right there.
What?
Hey, can I hear you pass the stairs? Man, I'm trying to remember that please. Okay, so when you hear this one. This much. There it is. Just so much closer to direction in the ballpark. One more time. There it is. Can we get everybody, front ensemble included, the last set? And now let's go ahead and add the whole. Okay, so the last 16 counts. Last 16 counts of part one. Here we go. And pull the other stick up. And here, just the front line here, plug it up. Even for the shot, like that. But remember, as soon as you play that shot, you left hand up too. Right? Again. Okay? I need you guys to stare them down. I need to be both. Here we go. Here we go. Because again, we hear intense and aggressive music. A lot of accents, big unison hits, and then you guys go. You gotta look the part. Okay? You gotta look. This is the part I hate. Because I say this and you laugh about it. And then we rep it a bunch and you don't do it. And then we go to the contest and you get called out for it. Okay? I know it's silly, but I need you guys to get out of your comfort zone. If it wasn't important before, you're in A class. It's super important now. Okay? Here we go. Try it again. Don't just like halfway and giggle and like really go for it, guys. Yeah, it'll be silly the first few times, but eventually you'll get used to it. But I'm not okay with just giggling about it, not doing it, and then if you go to the next contest, and all the judge can say is, wow, they need to look more into it. You know what I mean? Otherwise, what's the point of all these rehearsals we're having? Plus, you.
Let's see if you want to see the things all right, or if you want to.
Because you guys just have the dot covers, right? Yeah, you can alternate the last three, that's fine. Here we go. So, battery, play the last set again. And I need you guys to look at me at the end. Here we go. Last 16 counts, battery only. Yeah, you guys all did the same thing, even though I said same thing. Here we go. Just do that. That's fine. Here we go. Same thing, same thing. Try again. Here we go. Yeah, like Steve's got the head bob and he's into it. Okay? Like I said, guys, it's silly, but I promise if you do it right, you will get credit for it. Okay? If you do it right, you will get credit for it. Alright? Now, how do we actually do that, guys? You do it every time, oh guys, look, and I know it's not pleasant to say this, but you gotta think about what's in the pressure. Okay, those of you that are like, period, if I was repping this right now, that's what I would be thinking about. not to talk about, I'm just saying. That's where I would go, and that would put me in the right mindset to be intense about it. Okay, if I needed to smile, which I know you rarely see me do, okay, I guess I think of myself or something. I don't know. Okay, guys, this is what I'm talking about, guys. I'm trying to help you get this part down, and all you want to do is laugh and be glad. Guys, you have to think about something that sparks that emotion in you, okay? Because it's really hard to just like, okay, I'm gonna leave. You know what I mean? Like, it's hard to do that if there's not some sort of like real motivation behind it, okay? So experiment with that today here in another 20 minutes when we move down, we get on the floor and everything. Guys, think about something. If it's intense, you need to look mean. Think about something that gets you riled up. Okay, if you need to look happy and jam out, think about something that just really makes you happy. Okay, oh man, my cell phone, I'm gonna get to look at it tonight. And I'm gonna get to look at Instagram and all that. I don't know. What you guys do? Cool. Here we go. I want to do this before we move on. I want to do the whole opener. Because I think the other two parts are in a little bit better shape. Simply because it's not so much. All right, here we go. All the way from the top. So again, we'll just hit the note and Mikhail will start. Set.
I'll let you decide that, Brian. Right here is light, or we're starting to begin again?
Yeah.
Okay, then, yeah.
Yeah, guys, think about the way the music sounds at measure 9. It's all major chords. We don't need to play ba da 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 ba and go.
Yeah, that's happy.
You know? Like, yeah, when it's all the major chords, it's the first big moment. Yeah, like smile, vibing. But then when it's at the end and it's intense, yeah, get that beat bug going on. All right, here we go, all the way through. Please remember the changes, dynamics, rhythms, whatever we change. Here we go, set. Before you get to your last note, make sure you're releasing on the 8th note. Ba-da-da-da. Okay, what is it going from D to A? Okay, so make sure we're not overlapping notes. Because every now and then, I can tell you're just like not lifting one up before you hit the next, and we get this little bit of a crunch happening. So like, can you do this? Can you just play that pattern once for me? Ba, ba-dee-da-da-da, ba. You just play that and 1, 2, ready, go. Okay, two things are happening. Number one, I think when I was measuring it, I might have. There's something out here that rings if you don't. I can't remember. I'll have to play with it. Oh yeah, there's a little bit of like reverb. I can't remember. Yeah, there's a. I need to make this shorter. I'll play around with it. Yeah, it's like. I'll have to get in there and experiment with it later this week. It's fine for now. Now, the other big issue, so it's probably just this thing, but one take. You're putting that right on 4. Yeah. 1 take 2 take. I'm sorry. 1 take 3 take 4 take. Take. You can go a little bit later, put it on the down. Yeah, so you try it one more time for me, Brian, and then we'll get battery back in. Here we go. 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. There's like bass amps and little like EQ settings in there. I guarantee one of those just ring it, so that's probably what that is. Okay. All right, battery, you're in. Right. Battery, you are in. Musically speaking, battery, the ballad wasn't bad. We gotta make sure we get the bass. That's right. And as you said, we can have a little bit less volume. Make sure it's all the way out. Okay. Yeah, they said it was fine, just a little bit less. They were totally fine with the way we saved it. The fact that you guys played the pattern, that was all cool. There, so you guys worked really well all the way down. Really close down. Here we go. Everybody's in. Everybody's in. Starting from the ballad. Justin, where are you looking?
Oh, I'll look up, but
Well,
I can't see it.
face up, eyes over. Okay? It doesn't even matter if we're standing here in arts, we're not going anywhere. Get used to looking for that first note. Here we go. 5, 6, 5, 6. Going. I'm about to say something that is going to contradict what I said earlier. At the end of the snare break, roll ya, bum, bum, bum. Don't listen to that. Got it? Because they slowed down a little bit. You guys, whether you did this intentionally or not, the timing got a little weird. Okay, but they're about to be out. So if they slow down a little bit, just let them slow down because they're about to be done. Don't try to change the tempo and then it throws off the whole next phrase. Does that make sense? So if they change, if something weird happens on that last roll, just keep trucking. Because what's going to happen is they're going to be out and then it's just you guys. Okay, and it'll be a lot less weird if you guys stay steady. Okay, so listen back, adjust tempo, except for that spot. Well, I want to do that one more time. Can we do this quick? Keywords.
I want like a lot more now. I want to be real close. So like, I want the head to move. And then remember, when you play that last one where I want the real song. It's like pictures every week. I just want to a lot more. They're like almost dying out.
Yeah.
The head, almost like you move your body. It's now here.
It's so you guys can still
That's pretty
play.
It's the exact same movement. Like I maybe bend my knees a little bit, but like it's the same pivot kind of thing.
Okay. Just like we tell wind players, you tell you down the road parts and don't.
Gotta hit him with the fish. Yeah. Gotta hit him with the fish.
Okay, do it one more time to roll. Yeah, I love it. And get on this, just think, lead with the wrist, bring it down, okay? Bob Ross, you're paying.
What is trello?
Happy little tree, right? Okay, it's not.
that yours?
Okay.
Whose is that?
Please help me.
Why do you have that? The way it looks.
This is very nice.
Because I need to plan.
Okay. Hey, snares, and also look into this. So when you do that,
The dashboard is put all my assignments
do it with the right hand too, because that's got
I don't have video.
Google Calendar.
Okay.
Planner.
But I always forget.
Here we go. One more time.
So yeah, if you want to try this side, definitely try to emphasize all the pulses. We're really good
Set.
at staying steady now.
But if I keep the tab open.
Set. Here we go. The series just gonna start it. Right, cool, but yeah, I guarantee that's all right. Same thing happening in the fall with the other stuff. There's like one specific setting that makes it ring a lot. It took me forever to find it. It's taking forever to find it. Cool. All right. Hey, we're on track. I wanted to push out in like 10 minutes, so we're right on. Here we go. Now, next section. Other than just being generally rough because it's new, very beginning, everything needs to be okay.
We just gotta think about
No more than 3 inches.
Like,
Go ahead, let's start it. And I'll tell you when it's okay to bring the height. Okay? This is going to be battery only pick for the first 20 counts. Just battery only, the lead in. Yep. And get started. Already too loud. Yep. Yeah, right there at the end, lining up, that's where it's okay to be loud. Yeah, those last 2 counts, that's where it's okay to be loud. All right, to lead into something, they're going to think that these big battery things about to happen, and then you step off and it's okay. Okay, let's try it again. So everything is at the edge. There's more pairs. Well, here we go. I'll see if I hear you. And then okay, I need you guys to be aware enough. Take it. I need it up on the buzz. Take it. Okay. So it would help if you were going to think of the same thing. Like, make sure you come up and insert. Like, let's get in the habit. So you're going to think 1, 2, 3, 4. So at least they can see up to that gives them a little bit more to grasp onto. Okay. Yeah, I'm sure you guys saw something like the opener 1 class groups. There'd be this big moment with the rest, and then like center stare, give a little, and then we'll start. The next thing would happen. This is kind of what that is. Should be plenty of time for you guys to get up in time to play with, okay? There you go. And then, cool. So then let's just make your impact drums on. We have that. Okay, that doesn't need to be up here while the snares are going. Okay? Again, the last 2 count. what we know. Good. Right, here we go. Same place. Let's go to the end of what we know so far. Here we go. Set. Okay, a little strategy.
You got 19.5. Hey, same phrase. Same phrase. 5 more good minutes, and I'll give you a little break. Get everything moving down the criteria. Here we go. Set. Same place. Listen to the
Yeah, remember the vibes come in like
oh, everybody's
real low.
Real low. Right? Trying to get stairs, just relax. Sounds good. Still looks a little awkward because we got to do this, okay? I need you guys to do this in this beat. Okay, drum pad on drum, whatever. Just listen for the back fingers working. All right, let's do that one more time from the beginning of that movement. Same thing, on a big hit at the end of this. Right. Here we go. Last time, you're going to go down the back here. lot of other things you could do. It would be impactful. It would be a lot easier. Put in the time. Okay, put in the time. Get to where it looks more natural, relaxed. Like, what do you guys look like? You never before we do that. Okay? So just put in the time. Make that you're doing this every day. All right. We need to get everything down to the cafeteria, floor, all that good stuff. Hey, if you help Battery, if you help with something with the kids on Saturday, please get that same thing today. So they don't have to make 15 trips.